Imagine sitting in class, just another ordinary school day, when a quiet girl speaks up and says something that makes the entire room erupt in laughter. Asterisk, my mom works at NASA, asterisk, she says, her voice small but certain. The moment the words leave her mouth, a wave of giggles and whispers spreads across the classroom. Some kids smirk, others exchange amused glances. They don't believe her, not for a second. To them, it sounds impossible. A girl like her, from this school, with a mom who works for asterisk NASA asterisk. No way. Maybe they think she's making it up for attention, or maybe they just can't imagine someone like her being connected to something asterisk that asterisk important. Either way, the room fills with doubt, and she sits there, cheeks burning, as the laughter grows louder. But then, something happens. The classroom door swings open, and in walks a woman. Not just any woman, asterisk her asterisk mother. And the moment she steps inside, the laughter stops. The kids who were just making fun of her fall silent, their faces frozen in shock. Because now, standing before them, is living proof that the quiet girl's words weren't just a joke. And what happens next? Well, let's just say no one in that classroom will ever forget this day. The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The kids who were just laughing now stare, their eyes wide, their mouths slightly open. The woman standing in the doorway holds herself with quiet confidence. She's dressed in a crisp blazer, her ID badge clipped neatly to the front. The NASA logo gleams under the classroom lights. For a moment, no one speaks. Even the teacher looks surprised, glancing between the woman and her daughter as if trying to process what's happening. The girl who had been sitting there, embarrassed just moments ago, slowly lifts her chin. There's a flicker of something in her eyes, something that wasn't there before. The woman steps forward, her heels clicking softly against the tile floor. She looks around the room, taking in the stunned faces of the students. Finally, she speaks. Asterisk, I heard there were some questions about where I work. Asterisk, her voice is calm, steady, but there's something in her tone that makes the class sit up straighter. The kids exchange nervous glances. No one dares to say a word. The ones who had laughed the loudest now shift uncomfortably in their seats. The girl's mother scans the room, then looks directly at her daughter. And then, with the slightest smile, she says something that no one in that class will ever forget. She looks at her daughter, then at the rest of the class, and says, asterisk, you know, when I was your age, people laughed at me too. Asterisk. A murmur ripples through the room. No one expected that. The kids who had been smirking now sit still, waiting. Even the teacher leans in slightly, curious. The woman continues, stepping closer. Asterisk. They said people like me don't work for NASA. That we don't belong in places like that. Asterisk, she pauses, letting the words sink in. Asterisk. But I didn't listen. Asterisk. The girl watches her mother, her hands gripping the edge of her desk. This is a story she's heard before, late at night, during long drives home, but never like this. Never in front of an audience. One of the kids, a boy in the front row, finally speaks up. His voice is quieter than usual. Asterisk, but you actually work there. Asterisk, he sounds like he wants to believe it, but part of him still can't. The woman tilts her head, then reaches for her ID badge, unclipping it from her blazer. She holds it up for the whole class to see. The NASA emblem shines under the light, the name and title clear. Some kids lean forward squinting. Others glance at each other, trying to process what they're seeing. Asterisk, he don't just work there, asterisk, she says. Asterisk, I help send people to space. Asterisk. The silence in the room changes. It's no longer disbelief, it's something else. Curiosity. Or maybe even regret from the kids who had laughed. The girl exhales, her grit on her desk loosening. But she knows this isn't over yet. Not by a long shot, because while her mother may have silenced the class for now, there's still more to this story. And the lesson they're about to learn, it's just getting started. For a moment, no one speaks. The kids are still staring at the NASA badge, their minds racing. The same people they see on TV, the ones launching rockets, planning space missions. This woman is one of them asterisk. It doesn't seem real. But then from the back of the room, a voice cuts through the silence. Asterisk, she's probably just an assistant or something. Asterisk, the words hang in the air like a challenge. The boy who says it leans back in his chair, arms crossed, as if daring her to prove him wrong. A few kids nod, some relieved to hear a reason to doubt, others just unsure of what to think. The girl's mother doesn't flinch. Instead, she lets out a soft laugh, one that catches everyone off guard. She steps closer, placing her badge on the teacher's desk where everyone can see. Then she turns to the boy and asks, asterisk, "Do you know how much math it takes to land a rover on Mars?" Asterisk. The boy shifts in his seat. Asterisk, Carlot. Asterisk. Asterisk, Carlot. Asterisk, her voice is steady. Asterisk, and do you know what my job is? Asterisk, no one answers. She looks around the room, holding their attention like gravity itself. Then she says it. Asterisk, Kim, an aerospace engineer. I help design the systems that send spacecraft beyond Earth. Asterisk. A ripple of shock moves through the class. Even the boy in the back, the one who tried to brush her off, suddenly looks unsure. The girl sits perfectly still, watching the kids who had laughed at her just minutes ago, now staring at her mom like she's something out of a movie. But she knows what's coming next. She knows her mother well enough to recognize the look in her eyes. She's about to teach them a lesson they'll never forget. The classroom is frozen, every pair of eyes locked onto the woman standing at the front of the room. The kids who had laughed now look uneasy, shifting in their seats. The teacher, who had been silent until now, clears her throat, but before she can say anything, the woman continues. Asterisk, I wasn't supposed to be here. Asterisk, the words come out calm, but there's weight behind them. The students blink, confused. Asterisk, people told me this job wasn't for someone like me. They said I wouldn't make it, that I should pick something easier. Asterisk. The girl knows this story well, but this time there's something different. A new edge to her mother's voice. The woman turns to the boy in the back, the one who had doubted her the most. Asterisk, you remind me of someone I used to know, asterisk, she says. Asterisk, someone who didn't believe in me either. Asterisk. The boy's face flushes. A few kids glance at him, but no one laughs this time. Then, just as the tension is at its peak, the classroom door swings open again. Another teacher steps inside, looking slightly out of breath. She walks straight to the girl's mother and hands her a small device, a tablet. Asterisk, it's happening. Asterisk, the teacher says, her voice hushed but urgent. The woman nods, turning the screen so the class can see, and there in real time is a live feed from NASA's control room. The kids lean forward, eyes widening as they realize what they're looking at. Asterisk, what? What is this? Asterisk, someone whispers. The woman takes a breath, her expression unreadable. Asterisk, this. Asterisk, she says. Asterisk, it's the mission I've been working on. And in a few minutes, something incredible is going to happen. Asterisk. The class holds its breath. No one dares to speak, because in that moment, the girl's mother isn't just someone with an important job. She's about to change history. The classroom is silent, every pair of eyes locked onto the tablet screen. The live feed from NASA's control room shows rows of engineers, their faces tense, eyes fixed on monitors. Numbers flash across the screen. A robotic voice echoes through the speakers. Asterisk, minus 30 seconds to touchdown. Asterisk. The kids barely breathe. Even the boy in the back, the one who doubted the most, leans forward, gripping the edge of his desk. The girl's mother watches the screen too, her face calm but focused. Asterisk, 20 seconds. Asterisk. The teacher, who had been standing quietly near her desk, now inches closer, unable to hide her own curiosity. The entire class is witnessing something they never expected, something most people only see on TV. Asterisk 10 seconds. Asterisk. The camera on the screen shifts, showing the surface of Mars. A blurred shape appears, getting closer. The girl's heart pounds. She sneaks a glance at her mother, who is standing still, hands clasped in front of her. The woman who had walked in as just another parent now feels like someone entirely different. Asterisk 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown confirmed. Asterisk. The control room on the screen erupts into cheers. Engineers high-five, some even jumping out of their chairs. The classroom stays frozen, processing what just happened. Then, slowly, the girl's mother looks at them, a small smile forming. Asterisk Q just watched something land on another planet, and I helped make it happen. Asterisk. The room explodes, not with laughter this time, but with questions, excitement, disbelief. The boy in the back stares at her, then at the screen, then back at her again. Asterisk, you actually did that, asterisk. She nods. Asterisk. And one day, someone in this room could do it too. Asterisk. The girl sits back in her chair, watching as the classmates who once mocked her now look at her, and her mother, with something completely different in their eyes. Not doubt, not disbelief, respect. But just as the tension begins to settle, a voice from the tablet cuts through the noise. Asterisk. Dr. Carter, we have a new reading from Alanda. You might want to see this. Asterisk. The woman's smile fades. Her expression shifts, sharp and focused. She picks up the tablet, tapping the screen. The feed changes to a live data stream. Numbers roll past. Something isn't right. The kids notice. The excitement shifts to confusion. The girl watches her mother closely. Asterisk Mom. What's wrong? Asterisk. The woman doesn't answer immediately. She's staring at the screen, her brow furrowed. Then she glances at her daughter and the class. Asterisk looks like today just got even more interesting. Asterisk. The screen flickers. A new message appears. And in that moment, everyone in the room realizes this mission isn't over yet. The classroom is completely still, all eyes fixed on the tablet screen. The girl's mother studies the data, her expression unreadable. Then, after a long pause, she exhales and smiles. Asterisk false alarm. Asterisk, she says, shaking her head. Asterisk. Just a minor signal delay. Everything's fine. Asterisk. The tension in the room breaks, and the students let out a collective breath. Some even laugh nervously, realizing how caught up they had been in the moment. The girl watches her mother, seeing that familiar calm confidence she had always admired. It was the same look she had when working late nights, solving impossible problems, proving people wrong. The boy in the back finally speaks up again, his voice quieter this time. Asterisk, that was actually pretty cool. Asterisk. A few kids nod in agreement. They aren't laughing at her anymore. They aren't doubting. They're just asterisk listening. Asterisk. The teacher clears her throat, smiling. Asterisk. Well, I think we just had the most exciting science lesson of the year. Asterisk. The girl's mother glances at her daughter and winks. Asterisk. Science is full of surprises. Asterisk. As she clips her badge back onto her blazer and prepares to leave, the girl sits up a little taller. The world hasn't changed in the past few minutes, but something in that room has. And this time, when she speaks, her voice is strong. Asterisk. My mom works at NASA. Asterisk. No one laughs. Instead, they just look at her with something new in their eyes. Belief.